Here we go. The next section of the center bird that we are going to stitch is going to be the little green stripes on his tail feather. So we are going to fill it with alternating stripes of this fabulous green real metal thread and petite silk lame braid, everybody's favorite. I'm doing this for lots of reasons. One is it gives a cool texture. Two, we have to be less exacting with our cutting. That's a huge plus in my ballpark. Three, we have a limited supply of this super cool green. And four, it's going to keep more tension on your stitching. And in a lot of things, tension is a good thing for stitching. So we're going to start out, anchor the petite silk lame braid on the back of your canvas. Then set that aside for a sec. Take your real metal thread and lay it in position. So what you need to figure out, and there's two ways you can do this. You can do it my way, which is lay it in position, see how long you need it to be, and snip. The other way you can do it is you can get your trusty little ruler and be very scientific and very exacting and put your ruler in place and measure and go, okay, it needs to be exactly a certain number of millimeters, and then put that next to your gold thread and cut accordingly. That is the more accurate way to do things, but we all know my patience. So once you've cut it and you've got this cute little piece, your needle and petite silk lame braid are going to go right through there. And just make a long stitch. Easy peasy. In the next channel, do a long stitch of just petite silk lame braid. And again, this is just going to keep some extra tension on that first stitch so that it doesn't go jiggling around anywhere. Bring your needle up for the third stitch. Again, lay your real metal in position where you want it to be and snip. If, when you're threading it on your needle, it's too long, you can always slide it back off and trim a little bit. If it's too short, slide it off, set it aside for a smaller area. So I recommend you do the left side first because that's your long pieces, and then you can use any little pieces on the right. You could also stack these. So say you really don't have enough to do an area that you want to fill this way. Think about doing it in multiple pieces where you would cut two lengths to cover an area. That's perfectly okay too. So again, super easy. Just take a stitch, position your needle, and measure. This is all about measuring. If this were, I don't want to say real gold work, but I'm going to say real gold work, we wouldn't have these extra stitches in between. We would just be filling the entire area with these. Now here's one where I cut it way too long because I was not paying attention. Just slide it off your needle. And trim it a tiny bit off. And now it's perfect. So that's all there is to it. Have fun.